Welcome back to my channel, guys. In this video I'll be sharing some very important and developing stories. Number one, start with this one. Hezbollah, they have already launched first barrage of rockets against Israel. Red alert sirens buzzing across northern Israel. Quote unquote, ongoing Hezbollah attacks are not retaliation to the assassination of Fuad Shakir. This is the resumption or the resuming of normal operation by Hezbollah, claims Hezbollah channels. In other words, what people are seeing is not something in retaliation of the recent development, for example, killing of the Hamas leader Ismail Haniyeh. This is just a normal operation. Can you believe this? Israel is panicking at the moment because the sirens are off. Everything is just going silent. You can only hear the rockets and the drones coming. And obviously when we talk about this, we also talk about the Popular Mobilization Force from Iraq. They are now marching towards Syria, and the number of them is 250,000. PMF, they are starting to march to Syria, and obviously we know the reason for that, which is they're going to be fighting Israel. This is massive news. If they head towards Lebanon next to join forces with Hezbollah, you can imagine what will happen. Now I want to give you this anecdote. Hezbollah never takes credit. They are completely annihilating Israel, northern Israel, and they do not showcase any of their achievements like Hamas. You see, Hamas has those GoPro cameras. They capture their success. They capture the destruction of Israeli tanks and things like that. But Hezbollah, they never do this. They never take credit. But in silent, they kill Israel and give them a very good lesson. Now, when you talk about this one, obviously we talk about what is happening in Lebanon. Now, Lebanese Christians these days, they are now trying to take advantage of the situation. And according to this one person, he's a Christian, he said that Christians will rule Lebanon again. In Lebanon, obviously the situation is escalating, but all they want, this group, there is a small group from the Lebanese Christian community, they want to take over Lebanon, and they want to use the war as a excuse, or they want to actually use it to their own advantage, have the Hezbollah fighters go to war and get killed and get destroyed. And this group, this minority, this fringe minority, they want to completely take over Hezbollah, leveraging the war with Israel, and obviously that is not going to happen. Now, there is another report that said that Israel is doing all of this to protect not only Israel but also America. Take a listen at this moron, what he's talking about, then I will refute him. I'm going to be actually destroying him.
Well, the impact is justice, not just for Israeli victims of Hamas, but the American victims of Hamas. Hamas has much American...
Okay, Hamas, American victims of Hamas. And another report from, I think it was published by a Zionist, he mentioned that Netanyahu is now using the war with Hezbollah as an excuse, because they are saying this war is not to just protect Israel, but it is to protect also America. Take a listen to what this monster is talking about.
For Iran, Israel is first, America is next. So when Israel fights Hamas, we're fighting Iran.
Okay, so when Israel fights Hamas and when Israel fights Iran, they're fighting for America. This is what basically Netanyahu has said in this talk. But that is absolutely not the truth. If you do not know, Rachel Corrie, she was killed. She was an American. She was killed by Israel. So Israel is not in any way, shape, or form protecting Americans. They don't care about their own citizen. Do you think they will care about American citizen, the country America? No, not at all. These are all lies. In fact, in the year 1967, June 8, Israel destroyed USS Warship, USS Liberty. They killed 34 American soldiers and injured 171 soldier. And so when we talk about, Israel is doing a job that US cannot do themselves, we are actually talking here from a person, Netanyahu, who is an absolute monster and a liar. Now, the Muslim army is gathering. There is no doubt about that, and this was being predicted by Colonel McGregor. Take a listen what he's saying in this video.
This killing in Gaza. If this goes on for another month, what we've been talking about, this slow but steady coalescing of forces in the region, that will reach a point where finally everyone says, that's it, no more, we're attacking. We have a holy obligation to the Muslim Arabs in Gaza and on the West Bank. They've all been through too much. We will attack. That's where we ought to focus right now.
Okay, so that's a very, very, intense thing to say. That, look, just take a look at the gravitas of the situation and gravitas of Douglas McGregor's statement. He is saying that because the Arabs are going through so much, the entire region will coalesce together and they will boil up, and they are finally going to march towards Israel, because once you reach to the boiling point, which they already have because of the continuous genocide committing this on a daily basis, he's just saying what is the inevitable future would be, and that is that a all-out war, not with these Muslim governments, countries like Egypt. No, these Muslims, according to what I understand from Colonel Douglas McGregor, these Muslims are not part of any of these countries' government or the military. They are going to be individuals, normal ordinary citizens who will be coalescing and coming out and fight Israel, because they have suffered a lot, they have seen it a lot, and this is exactly what he is fearing will happen in this region. Take a listen a little bit more.
That's why we need to stop this thing. And there are Israelis that understand this. It's a slim majority at the moment that backs Netanyahu and what he wants to do, because everyone is emoting. They want revenge, revenge, revenge. They also think that they have to restore what they call deterrence. That is, if you kill any of us, all hell will visit you. You will pay an enormous price if you do this to us. The problem is that deterrence in that form is not going to be restored. The Muslims are no longer afraid as they were 50 years ago. They are stronger. They are more conscious of themselves. They're willing to fight. They are not afraid of us.
Okay, so again, he summed it up all. The Muslims are not afraid. The Muslims are not terrified like they were 50 years ago. And the Muslims, they do not trust definitely their governments at all. They know for sure that Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Jordan, UAE will do absolutely nothing. These countries' head of states will do absolutely nothing. There is no way you can undo it. What has been embedded in the mind of the Muslims, in the hearts of the Muslims, we are convinced that it is now up to us really to hope and pray and do something about the situation. Our government has failed us, and so and this is what I understand from Douglas McGregor's statement. This is a very, very heavy statement. This is something very, very serious. He knows what he's talking about, and we have also already seen how this has been manifested. 250,000 popular mobilization force from Iraq is marching towards Syria. This is not a game anymore.